Oh man, well, it's been what I would consider a very long time since I've made a YouTube video, pretty much half a year, 7 months or something like that. So from the title of this video, you guys can tell that I got a new vehicle. This is my new daily driver that replaced my 2010 Civic, which I never really put in any videos or made any videos about because I didn't care about that car. I bought it because it was a cheap car and it was good on gas, and I knew Michaela and I were gonna go do the road trip for a few months, so I just wanted something cheap, good on gas, and I could save my money to go travel in a gas-guzzling van across the United States for 3 months. So that's what I did. But last week, I actually got rid of the Civic, thanks to my boss, Ray. Huge shout out to Ray. He is the man for honestly offering me this deal, which we will explain. So now it's time to actually show you guys the vehicle. Let's get in it, and then we'll get out and we'll show it to you. All right, so the new daily driver. Can you tell what it is yet? Maybe, maybe not. But it's the fanciest thing I've ever owned. So it's not a brand new vehicle because honestly, I'm not a brand new vehicle kind of guy. It's new to me, but she's a little old. I just got my little cassette to MP3 here. So that is at least a bonus for me. Let's go for a little drive and talk a little bit, and then I will show you guys the vehicle. So, it is a Land Cruiser. That is my new daily driver. This is not the Toyota version though, although it is still pretty much a Land Cruiser. This is the Lexus LX470. This is a 2000, so it's essentially an LC100 Land Cruiser, just remarketed with the Lexus badging and maybe more of a luxurious feel, if you will. This vehicle came equipped with AHC, which is active height control. It was removed on this vehicle, so that's actually kind of a good thing, because that is one of the bigger complaints from all the research I've done on these things. That is one of the bigger complaints with the Lexus LC100 is it came with the AHC. If you didn't have a rusty model, maybe a garage kept model at this point in time in 2023, 23 years later, because 2000 was the first year that they introduced the AHC to the Lexus LX470. So I was kind of excited, hoping that it was going to work, but then I realized it was already removed, and this thing is lifted, which is nice. It at least makes it one less thing to worry about as far as being able to fit bigger tires under. And I know if you have the AHC system and it goes out, you're pretty much screwed. It's not something that's fun to repair or to convert to traditional suspension, from what I understand, which this was already done at some point. So I told you guys I would tell you about how I got this LX470. And basically my boss, Ray, he flips houses, he does a lot of different things, but he also has a car lot, and he buys a lot of vehicles through auction, which is how he acquired this 2000 Lexus LX470. And he had known that I had been at least looking or entertaining the idea of buying a Lexus GX470. I really like the way those vehicles look. I like the fact that it had the 4.7 in it, and it was just a vehicle that I was interested in. I was looking for like a 2008, 2009 GX470, and then he had told me that he got this and basically offered me the opportunity to trade him my 2010 5-speed Civic for this. Basically because, you know, many reasons. He wanted me to actually have a vehicle I enjoyed, so shout out to Ray for that. Like, seriously, I can't thank him enough for even offering this opportunity to me, because I've wanted something like this for so long. And when he had mentioned it, I started looking into the LC100s just to, you know, look more into them, because I was on that GX kick. And once he mentioned that, and I did my research on the LX, just in general, like the Land Cruiser LC100, I was like, I need one of these things. So I'm very happy it worked out. It's pretty nice because I think they already have a buyer for the Civic. They were kind of having trouble selling this just because typically at the car lot they sell economically friendly vehicles. So this one was kind of not selling super hot. So the Civic's already, I think, on its way out, which is nice, something I don't have to worry about, and then I don't have to go hunt for a vehicle. So that led me here to the LC100 LX470, and basically I'm super excited about this because this honestly makes the perfect daily driver for me. The Civic, yeah, it was great on gas. That's about it. It really wasn't that special of a car, but this thing's so much more capable, especially with just the often fly fishing. And then now, honestly, Michaela and I don't really use the van as much as we used to, not like we did 3 months on the road. And to be genuine, I don't think we really have intentions of doing long period van life trips, because realistically, as soon as we got back in September, she went back to work, and then I went back to work where I currently am. So I have zero intention of honestly quitting another job and going to travel for months at a time. It was awesome. I don't regret any of it. It was definitely genuinely the most memorable summer of my life. Everybody that I met, all the friends I've made, all the places we got to go that I had dreamt of for years and years actually coming true. This is the next chapter for me. And I think for Michaela as well. This can be a full overlanding rig, and that is not my intention right now, as this basically is the daily driver. But, I mean, even for weekend trips, this does not have the third row seating, which I will show you guys here shortly. I'm just gonna take a quick little loop, and then we'll hop out, and I will give you guys kind of a nice little walk around of this thing. Honestly, I just haven't been this excited about a daily driver in a long freaking time. And this is the first automatic daily driver I've owned since I was 18. I'll be 26 in like 2 weeks. So yeah, the last automatic vehicle that I owned was a 2001 Buick Century that my grandma had given me. And that was the last automatic car that I owned. So besides the van, obviously. And that was never a daily driver. So for me, it's actually a good thing. Honestly, I have kind of a lead foot, which isn't a great thing in a vehicle like this. I think it gets around like 11, 12 mpg. I'm not entirely sure yet. I've only put 203 miles on it so far, so I haven't taken it on any long distance trips. Michaela and I just got back today from Ohio for our good friends Ryan and Rachel. I don't know if you guys remember Ryan Royce from Muscle vs. Tuner, but he got married and I did the photographs. I decided against taking the LX470 mainly because of gas, to be realistic, and also I'd rather put about 500 miles, of a shakedown on this thing before I take it long distance anywhere. But this thing is so smooth, so quiet on the inside. It shifts like butter, and this bad girl's got 195,927 miles on it. And I honestly cannot wait to get out and show you guys. So let's hop out and give you guys a nice walk around of the LX. Well, here it is, the 2000 Lexus LX470. Man, I am just seriously so stoked on this thing. Now that I gave you guys kind of the rundown on how I acquired it, what led me to it, not really future plans for it, but I guess just overall excitement for the vehicle. I mean, I've been trying to fly fish and go out up north to Potter County here in Pennsylvania as often as I can. This vehicle gets me to those places way better than a freaking front-wheel drive 5-speed Civic with really rusty, shitty steelies on it that they didn't seal air. So every like 2 days, literally my passenger side tires would be damn near flat. So no longer have to deal with that. I could care less about fuel economy. Thankfully, again, not only is Ray an awesome boss and hooked me up with this, I also thankfully have a company car that I get to drive to and from work, which I would also love to sit down and make a video about my job, because I'll be honest, guys, this is truly my work is basically my passion at this point, something I absolutely love. I love waking up every day and going to work. I never thought I would say that, which is why I went 3 months in the van. But let's get into the Lexus here. Enough about me. Here she is in all of her glory, the 2000 Lexus LX470. Honestly, I forget the name of the actual paint itself off the top of my head, but yes, it is a metallic gray. So this thing had 2 previous owners, and it spent its entire life up until my boss bought it in New Jersey. I have 28 pages of Carfax service records on this thing, but this is on the more rusty side of an example of an LX470. As you guys probably can see here, let's get a little bit closer. Yeah, we can see right there, they had to cut this out and put some new metal there and paint it because it was pretty rusty. Like I said, the thing is not perfect. Underneath, it's flaky. It's not, I would call it crusty. It is not rusty. I've had a couple Mark 1s, a few Mark 1s that were absolute rot boxes, so this is nowhere near that category, thankfully. And most of the things work. Like I said, the AHC was removed and it was converted to traditional suspension. It's going to be a little tough to get you guys under here, but if you guys can possibly see, like I said, it is lifted maybe 2 to 3 inches. I'm not entirely sure. There's no information on that. I still have to get this thing. I'm bringing it over to my buddy's shop to take a really good proper look at it, make sure all bushings and everything are good to go and nothing there needs replaced. But for the most part, every service that you would want on one of these things has already been done by previous owners. Some cool facts about the LX470. I'm pretty sure from other videos I've seen, this apparently is one of the longest owned vehicles at a time, and I think the average ownership lifetime of one of these vehicles is about 10.5 years, and ironically, both of the owners owned it for 10.5 years, and they got it undercoated every 3 years, so rust prevention was done, but she's a little crusty. But overall, let's also go back here, because this is one of my favorite features of the car. So like I said, they had to replace a bunch of rot under here, so my handle is no longer, but I could still get into this just as easy. And this is one of my favorite features. Having a tailgate is absolutely awesome. And also, as you can notice, this vehicle was equipped with 3rd row seating. I thought about trying to find some seats online, which I definitely could. Don't think I'm too interested, mainly because I don't have children or anybody else that really needs to ride in this thing. It could fit 5 people, and then if people need to sit back here in some kind of weird scenario, they definitely could. And then going up to the cockpit, the driver's seat, it's honestly not terrible. It doesn't bother me too much. I've seen and heard of a bunch of companies, I think Riddies or something like that, I've contemplated going, but it's really just this bottom half. So I think I found one on eBay that I'm going to try and acquire. That would be super nice to just do the bottoms here and not have to worry about it. The passenger seat is in great condition. Center console, armrest, these are awesome captain chairs. It reminds me of the van. And this is where your AHC would be if it did work, but like I said, it was removed. So this would be where I could lower and raise the ride height of the vehicle, I believe 2 inches from factory. Obviously, she's 4-wheel drive. We actually have heated seats in this 2000 LX470, which is an awesome feature, and they work. Center locking diff. Here's the rear controls for the climate. Right now, I have the cassette to auxiliary, so I could at least play music through my phone. I've seen people do, you know, Apple CarPlay stereos in there. Something I've debated on, but again, doesn't really make it or break it for me. Something, oh, there goes an Aventador. I doubt you guys can see that, but I'm pretty sure that was Street Speed. Good old Mike, Street Speed 717. Anyway, something cool that only works on the driver's side If we hit this button, we get some nice airflow coming through here. So I don't know if the motor on the other side doesn't work. Could be a fuse. Again, something I have to address, but we'll go ahead and close her up. So nice thing was, I just replaced these hood struts earlier. They were $40 off Amazon and they work great. The engine is absolutely immaculate, all things considered, with basically 200,000 miles on it. I can't complain at all. Over here's where the reservoir for the AHC, the hydraulic fluid, would have been. I believe that's the pump. And some of this miscellaneous stuff probably belongs to AHC. So again, things I need to look into just so I understand everything. Also, I need to recharge my AC. It blows not really cold, so with summertime coming up, I would definitely enjoy that. And then I broke this piece. I was going to open the hood when I first got the vehicle. The day I got it, I was showing my stepdad Ralph, and I accidentally pulled from here and broke this. So I already ordered an unpainted piece, and it comes hopefully by June. We'll get that painted and thrown on there. But yeah, the 2UZ FE, absolutely pretty dang clean if you ask me. Super reliable and also super quiet. So yeah, as far as the walk around, I think this is pretty much it. Stock wheels, we have the stock running boards. I've thought about taking them off and possibly even doing rock sliders, but I don't know. I do kind of actually like the way this looks. I do have a totally different vision in my head for what this thing could look like, but we'll see if I end up taking it there. Also, super nice to have on a vehicle, a roof rack with bars. Very, very nice. I might be getting some kayaks to drop in right here down the street from the house. Would be pretty sweet. But for now, this is the Lexus LX470. So there it was, my 2000 Lexus LX470. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video because I was very excited to make the announcement of my new daily driver. Genuinely, I could not be more happy. I'm about to shoot some photos of it, so look out for those on Instagram. And I definitely cannot wait to bring you guys more content and videos on the LX470. For any of those LC100 guys out there, drop some comments on what you guys think. And if you know anything about the AHC system, I know mine's been removed, but I just want to make sure everything's good. I posted in a couple groups and everybody said it looked lifted and everything like that, so I got up underneath it and I was like, oh wow, it is lifted. I just don't know what lift it has or anything like that. But for you guys that have removed your AHC system, are there other things that I should worry about? Because it seems to still have some of the components on the vehicle, which I don't think affects anything. And other than that, I can't wait to bring you guys more content on this. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.